Welcome to the Politicking Show. Founded in 2008, Politicking is a hip-hop meets self-help brand. With each interview, we teach the babies and share success secrets with you, the listener. Past guests of the Politicking Show include Yo Gotti, Currency, MC Light, BG, Dead Prez, Rashida, Project Pat, and more. We also showcase the future upcoming stars of hip-hop. Subscribe on iTunes and get automatic updates of each podcast episode.
Politicking.com.
Yo, what's up, world? It's Beejus, West Oakland's own. I'm on Politicking right now. If y'all fuck with some real shit, y'all gonna fuck with this Politicking movement. Yes, sir. BG, say my name 3 times, I appear like a genie, Really dedicated to a goal until it's done, right? Whoa, not playing, I refuse to move slow. Same person everywhere that I go, ain't changing. People looking at me different like I'm famous, but I'm just a regular nigga with spectacular hoes, with a desire for 1,000 people packed in my shows. Practice perfect till I get it right. Lock myself up in a room and finish an album by the end of the night. My nigga Oops gon' shook, but West Oakland niggas running through these beats booking. How much slap can he fit in your whip? Well, turn that shit up when you bump this shit. Hey, I got too many hoes on my line, not enough time on my watch, not enough money in my pocket, so the grind never ever will stop, no. I got too much slap. For yo bitch, I got too much slap. For yo bitch, I got too much slap. Not enough time for yo bitch, I got too much slap. So the grind never ever will stop.
Team going nuts, yeah. To get a beat, nigga, we gon' need a rack now. I just dropped a hit, and I'm planning on how I'm about to drop my next track now. She say that she on. She been working hard all day. She just trying to relax now. Whoa. The party was in the house. That shit just came to my lap now. I don't think I'ma back down. I don't know if she ready. My life is on track now. FreeSpirit, don't forget it. Get the business. We throwing up that W. That just mean that we winning. Weird ass niggas, but attracting all the bitches. Them niggas talking, we listening, paying attention to shit that they pitching. When niggas start missing, these niggas be tripping. I'm begging FreeSpirit. My niggas is winning. You with it, I'm with it. I swear that I get it. You getting the difference. You know that I'm chilling. I'm making a killing. They say I'm a villain. You know I'm the illest. I'm making them feel it. The West is back. The West is back. Can't you tell? I've been mobbing. M.O.B. Can't you spell? I can say anything in it a pop. That ain't shit, we going crazy. Wait until the album drop. I be killing rappers. Homicide, lyrically. But lyrically can turn a homicide physically. I'm feeling like it's meant to be. Nobody can get with me. Nigga, I'm on fire. You can smell me through a chimney. I got too many hoes on my line. Not enough time on my watch. Not enough money in my pocket. So the grind never ever will stop, no. I got too much slap. For yo bitch, I got too much slap. For yo bitch, I got too much slap. Not enough time for yo bitch, I got too much slap. So the grind never ever will stop, no. Hey, tell them hoes, drop they clothes. Cut something for the motherfucking D-Lows. I said, tell them hoes, drop they clothes. Cut something for the motherfucking D-Lows. I got too much slap. For yo bitch, I got too much slap. For yo, I got too many hoes on my line. Not enough time on my watch. Not enough money in my pocket. So the grind never ever will stop, no. I got too much slap. For yo bitch, I got too much slap. For yo bitch, I got too much slap. Not enough time for yo bitch, I got too much slap. So the grind never ever will stop, no.
Welcome back to polepoliticking.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music. Listen to some of our interviews for the past 11 years. 1212 place to be with Beejus. How you doing, bro?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I got the name right finally.
Right.
So tell us about that name. You messed me up with that name.
Right. So it's like I was saying, it's really nothing to it. My real name's Brandon, and all my friends will call me B for short, of course. And at the time, about 15 years ago, I was in between. I was trying to figure out like a rap name because I had gone through so many that just weren't really sticking. And one of my friends, he wouldn't call me Beejus, but when he would see me, he would just greet me as Beejus. He would kind of like announce me as Beejus. And like I said, I'm in between rap names. I'm kind of like trying to figure something out. And then just one day show up to the homies. He screams out Beejus, and I'm like, oh, there we go. That's it. That's unique enough. Let me just run with that.
All right, we got a listener over here, and she said it sounded like they saying peaches.
Peaches, yeah, I get that all the time. So when I greet myself, I gotta say it really slow, like Beejus. Because there's been a couple of times where I greet myself, just like, oh, what's up, bro? Shake a hand, like, oh, yeah, Beejus. And like, nigga, you say your name Peaches? Like, nah, bro.
So I know you're from Oakland. So how was it growing up in Oakland?
It was cool. You know, my mom and my dad, we grew up in the middle of all the bullshit, but moms and dad really kept me out of that street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the mentality wise, they kept me elevated from like the street mentality. So like all my elementary school, middle school, I went like away from my neighborhood, so I didn't really grow up around most of the people that like were in the neighborhood. It wasn't until I got like into high school until I was really introduced to that shit. Uh, for me, it was a real like duality in my life. So like the first part of my life, I didn't grow up like knowing any type of street shit, and it wasn't like I said until I got to high school that I was kind of introduced to stuff. So for me, like now as a grown up, because I'm 35 now, well, I will be in about a month. Um, Being able to like know the difference. How do I explain this? Like, well, I don't know, just having that duality of like non-street shit as a black person, and then like growing up and kind of forcing myself to learn it to kind of fit in, just has allowed me to like um, to be able to strive in any type of environment. You know what I mean? So like I travel a lot nowadays, and like just being able to interact with all types of people, all types of mindsets, all types of backgrounds, all types of colors, like has allowed me to just like thrive in any environment.
So are you still in Oakland right now, or you live somewhere else?
No, I still live still in West Oakland, same spot.
All right, so how you feel about Golden State right now?
Man, it's fucking heartbreaking, bro. you know, growing up with that team, you know, we've always sucked for so many years. Like I remember as a kid, um, we'd get those free tickets because it's like they were trash anyway. They just giving away hella tickets. So we people from this community have always gone to Warriors games, like either with cheap ass tickets or free tickets. And then to see them get really, really good, it was a double edged sword, just like how the environment is in the Bay Area right now, because there's a lot of gentrification going on. So there's a lot of money, there's a lot of new people moving here, a lot of people getting displaced. And, a very small factor of that is like when the Warriors were winning, all the people that were diehard fans that grew up with the Warriors going to the free ass games and cheap games could not get access to those games anymore because the tickets just fucking skyrocketed. So while most of us were really, really happy about the Warriors winning, a lot of it left a very like bad taste in people's mouths that now that they were the number one team in the fucking NBA, we got all these new bandwagon fucking fans that have like moved to the Bay and now trying to hop on the train of this fucking warrior shit. But now that they moved to San Francisco, because it's their first year in San Francisco, people are kind of like not, I want to say like not fans of the Warriors no more, but like a even worse bad taste is left in the people of Oakland's mouths, because it's that whole gentrification shit. It's like, y'all motherfuckers suck for so long, but we've always supported y'all. And now that y'all are number one, y'all hop up, pack up, and move to fucking San Francisco. And so now that they're winning, it's like kind of like, fuck y'all motherfuckers. That's what y'all get
Yeah, they
for
losing
moving,
again. Yep.
So,
I would say, why is it? Why do you think the gentrification out there is happening? Because I was reading, and it's like a lot of hot, like computer jobs out there or something, like
right.
high jobs like
It's
that.
like that Silicon Valley shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one aspect of it. The Bay Area is dope as fuck. It's always been really, really unique. Like the people that come from the Bay Area have always like just been a unique bunch, and just kind of like how Brooklyn got ran over with gentrification. It's like, for a while throughout the 80s and the 90s, due to the fucking war on drugs, the crack epidemic and shit, none of these white folks wanted anything to do with this area, or these areas, I should say. But through that struggle, birthed a lot of like unique individuals that come from these urban areas, and are like hotbeds of just dope ass shit. And then as the years go by, people start realizing like, wait a minute, like these are cool cities. Let me take my hipster ass over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a combination of all of that, of the Silicon Valley jobs, a combination of like the city already being dope as fuck, but it's being really urban and kind of run down because of the crack epidemic and just the things that happen with all of that. And then people starting to realize that it's actually a dope ass city, so let me actually like move there. And they don't realize that they are taking part in what we call the gentrification.
And then I guess because now I look at it like, since I'm a homeowner, like
Mm-hmm.
how much do you have to say like far as like black people, like we're not buying properties, so shit, it's like just like all these other communities, they gonna buy their property and it's gonna turn to Chinatown,
Right.
Little Italy, Little Tijuana, whatever. So it's like why not we're not buying our property? Like we still be renting our properties, then we get mad when they kick us out of it. It's like we renting it, shit. It's like
Right.
yeah.
What I think though, because I'm optimistic more than I am the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just one of those things. It's like a learning thing. Like growing up, we didn't really learn too much about like financial literacy, home ownership. You know what I mean? And so, like it's a um, what am I trying to say? It's a learning type of thing. So a lot of my peers right now, because like I said, I'm 35, so like my peer group of like 25 up to like 40, we are the ones that are really really affected by that the gentrification right now, because we're the working force. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones that are like renting the most. We're the ones that we should be owning. We're in that area of age where we should be owning, but we didn't learn to do so. And plus, we didn't even have the financials to do it in the first place. So like, I have a podcast right now, so this is something that comes up a lot. And one of the things that I notice across the board is that everybody's like, fuck, like I know now that I need to own some shit. So it's like a lot of people are working towards that now, but
Yeah.
it's just that if we would have known that 10 years ago, 5 years ago, then we would have been ready for it. But we just weren't across the board ready for it. Whether it be because like in urban areas, education is something that is low on the fucking totem pole. You know what I'm saying? Or there's a whole lot of factors into going into it, but I figure in the next 10 years, that's something that people will be ready for, because not only does my generation, we're feeling the effects of it because we've seen it with our own eyes, but we're able to like teach our kids, whether it be like, damn, I'm saving up right now, my retirement's going to go to something, but I'm saving up to own some shit. So by the time I'm like 40, 50, 60, I'll own something. And then my kids will not only be able to inherit something, but they'll also be educated enough to know that when they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, that they need to be owning shit so that the
Read up them
gentrification.
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah, no, I,
hopefully
said,
we
I
can
remember
stamp
with
it out.
me, like, I didn't know that either. Like, I didn't really have nobody in my family telling me, like, oh, you should buy a house. So I was kind of always like, shit, I just was like comfortable with rent. I didn't think nothing wrong with it, but shit, it's like, man, so many damn benefits of owning a home, shit.
Right,
And
for
they don't
real.
tell you about, man, it's like, shit. They
Exactly.
be
See,
knowing. They ain't gonna tell you. Like,
they be knowing.
games be sold, not told.
For
Shit.
real, bro. You know, I got really, really lucky. So, like, the reason why I'm still in West Oakland is because in 1995, when I was 12 or 11, my mom bought a house. So right now, I live in the house that my mom bought. And it's been completely fortunate that, like, I inherited this house without my mom passing away. So my mom's still alive. She just lives somewhere else. And when she moved,
Yeah, they
she
doing what
moved
that's what white people do all the time. They doing
exactly.
basically what white people do. All, like, man, I have so many white friends, and they be like, "Oh, my parents left us this house." I'm like, man, I wish somebody left me a motherfucking house.
For real. And that's some real ass shit, bro. And so, like, not only am I lucky that, like, I'm able to live in a house, like, I still pay a mortgage, but I pay a lot less than what I would be paying if
Yeah,
I
the
was
rent go up
renting this
every
space.
year. Shit, they got
Exactly.
put out rent control laws now. Now what I'm saying
Right.
is like they gonna get you out with that rent because they gonna raise that rent up. Even I think they put a 5% cap on it each year. But
Uh-huh.
shit, your raise ain't even 5%, so you
It's
gonna
right.
get behind eventually.
And that's how they get motherfuckers. That's where that gentrification come in. It's like, damn, I can't afford to live in this motherfucker, so I gotta move either to another city or to a worse part of my city until they change their mind about this area. And you know what I'm saying? Because the gentrification shit, that shit spread like a fucking disease. It started one area of the bad part of the city, and then all the people get pushed to the worst part until the virus spread to that worst part and it spread people out
Yeah,
further and further.
then
No.
they come back in and take over the worst part. It's kind of like that shit they did on the Boondocks, but then they take back so like all the bad areas like Compton is turned into like a real nice area. Like all the places you think
Right.
is bad, no, them places is good now. You know what I'm saying? You remember how like now they got the little white kids going on field trips? They going to Marcy projects, taking pictures. Like them
Right.
places are good
Right.
now. Yeah, it's crazy. But
And
yeah,
you know,
I would ask you.
no.
So how did you get involved with music?
So I got involved with music naturally because my family is a music loving family. So my dad is a musician and my mom is a music lover. And so in my early stages, what sparked it for me was watching Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson, I was fucking infatuated, like most kids are our generation were. And then Chris Cross a little bit later, I thought was the coolest fucking shit. And so,
It
when I,
was shit.
right, for
You
real, and I
could
used
tell
to
me
have
shit when
all
they
my
came out. I was like, damn, because they was like, I know they was like my age, so that shit just. I saw somebody my age like that. I think I was trying to wear my pants backwards and all that
right.
shit.
I used to get in trouble at school all the time, bro. Like, but I didn't get in trouble at home because my mom realized what I was like. The reason why I was like imitating them. It wasn't just because I thought they was just hella cool, but like I wanted to do shit like that. So I would get in trouble at school all the time because I would come with my clothes on backwards and shit. But when I was that kid that would always like during family get-togethers. I'd be like putting on a song and like dancing to it, rapping to it, performing, and then that shit just kind of like continued on. And then subconsciously, I would watch my dad work in the studio because he always had makeshift studios in the house. So like whether like he would take over the half of the kitchen, half of the living room, have a whole room dedicated to it. I saw his work ethic in the studio, and so like subconsciously, I was learning from him, but on a subconscious level because like I never got inspired to do music
You just
watching
always
him.
saw him doing it.
Exactly, but it was like once it was time for me to work, I started noticing that I was actually like learning from my dad subconsciously. But I didn't start really getting serious into making music until I was about 18, and a lot of my early work was all produced by my little cousin. His name is his rap name. He goes by Oops, so OOPS, and he was producing everything that I made. But his uncle, his dad. Um, so he's not my blood family, but like I was best friends with Oops's older cousins in high school. They were my age, so their uncle was like the youngest uncle in their family, closest to the age, and he was hella cool. And when I started coming around, that uncle, which is Oops's dad, made music and he was rapping, and I just thought it was the coolest shit. So what made me really really start sitting down pen to paper for hours on end is I wanted to record some shit that was good enough to get on songs with Oops's dad, and that and the rest was history. I just started rapping and taking shit seriously, and then like coming out with little mixtapes and would give them to my friends, and my friends was the first ones to be like, "Oh, this is actually really fucking dope." And then with that confidence and shit, I just kept it up.
What happened to Oops and Oops Dad? Where
They
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 at?
they still kicking. They still Oops is still making music. His pops is like in his 50s, and I think now maybe late 40s. So he's still making music, but he ended up moving on to like doing gospel rap. Cause like most old gangsters and shit, nigga, you know what I'm saying? They live that life, and then once they make it out the game, they end up turning to God, you know?
Like Malice.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna say, so what is hip hop to you?
Hip hop to me, you know, I wouldn't say hip hop. Like music to me has just always been something that's kind of like been a backbone. Hip hop was just that vehicle that I would use to relay my thoughts, or I should say, to translate the vibes of the world into thoughts and to getting those onto paper. Um, but and I I don't love hip hop more than any other music that I listen to. It's just that I make hip hop, you know.
Yeah, I do. Hip hop and R&B neck and neck. I think R&B I love more than hip hop. I think R&B than hip hop.
I
Everything
feel
else you
you.
could probably miss me with that shit. This is hip hop.
But
Yeah,
like I grew up only listening to hip hop and R&B because that was what my environment when I was around. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents listened to all like soul and R&B, and then my brother was the one. My brother's older than me by 4 years. He was the one that discovered hip hop first, and then of course just naturally you go with what your environment teaches. But it wasn't until I was a little bit older, like younger in my early 20s, that I kind of discovered like rock and roll and indie rock. And I never really fuck with country, but like that indie type of shit, I'm really, really fucking with now. I don't make it, but that's what I'm kind of listening to more so than anything. But I love whatever speaks to me is what I'm going to listen to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't seek out anything. Like I don't really only listen to like if I bring up a Spotify or like an Apple Music and just kind of want to listen to some new like random shit, I won't just only click on like a hip hop playlist. Or like I'll click on all types of stuff, and
Mhm.
whatever like speaks to me, like I'll either add it to my playlist or my shit, or like Shazamming something. Like I'm forever just like absorbing all types of sounds. So like at this point in my life, like I can't say that I like any genre more
Yeah.
than anything. It's just that I just make hip hop. I'm just a rapper.
And I say I think I'm like how you were saying you learn from your dad subconsciously.
Uh-huh.
That's how I learned from other music because like today we was watching like an old All Star game, but Sting was on there, and I never listened to Sting, but I knew all them damn songs. And I don't know how
Right,
I don't even know how I know them songs. I'm like, how the fuck I know
right.
these songs?
You
So
like
then because she like, who is that? I was like, oh, that's Sting. And I'm like,
not
I
even
never
know.
got no Sting CD or none of that
Right.
shit, but I know his shit. So I
That's
don't know how.
probably just from like commercials and like TV and movies and
Yeah.
shit. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I know probably from the Biggie shit for sure. You know, he wrote that
Right.
Biggie shit that missing you. Yeah. But I'm saying, so how would you describe your style as an MC?
So usually how I would how I used to would tell people like and this hasn't aged too well, but I would say I was a mix between Tupac and Kanye West. So but this is early Kanye West. So I say it hasn't aged well because this nigga Kanye is
Oh, that's
on
why you got him on your wall?
right, exactly. That early Kanye West, like Tupac and early Kanye were like the major influences for me. So like when I sat down and decided that I wanted to like rap, I would listen to like Tupac has always been my number one favorite artist. So I would like listen to his music, and like when I would be stuck on a line or just couldn't figure out like a subject matter that I like was feeling for the beat or whatever, I would just listen to Tupac and kind of like figure out how he structured some of his lyrics, some of his lines, and it helped me a lot. And then when Kanye came out, it was a major influence because, like I said, with that duality of how I grew up, like I always was like a square, you know what I'm saying, and like relative to the niggas that I grew up around. And so having somebody like Kanye come out and be super successful was just like a, and this was like an early, 18, 19 years old. I'm still trying to find myself, still trying to find my confidence. So just having somebody that was like dope as fuck, but also like being a super fucking square, it helped me with my confidence and just like being who I am and like trying to find my voice. And so those, I always would credit those two as being like some of my major influences. And so like I'ma still run with that, like a Tupac, early Kanye, so it got that soul, but like a very like Bay Area Oakland sound. You know what I'm saying? Because from being from the Bay, we all was like subconsciously um, raised by pimps and Macs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers be like, "Too short is my dad" type of shit, and so it's kind of like Tupac and the intensity of Tupac, the soul of early Kanye, and then that kind of like that Bay fucking like pimpish swang, you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't be rapping about pimping hoes.
What about Lil B? I feel like nah, I'm messing with you.
No, it's good. Lil B is actually not a major influence for me, but he definitely, I feel like he's an uncredited fucking godfather of like hip hop, how motherfuckers go
Don't give a fuck.
nowadays. Right, exactly. Like let me just like actually like really freestyle mumble my way through this shit. Like
Yeah, he done like that's what he said. I was like, shit, they can't get mad at no mumble rappers because somebody birthed them. I said, Soldier Boy, him, they done birthed these little mumble rappers. Lil
exactly.
Wayne, y'all done birthed them. Don't get mad. Shit, they
All
done
that shit.
Gucci Man, they done came from y'all ass. So hey,
Exactly. And I always say Lil B is an uncredited godfather in that shit because, you know, even Soldier Boy got his swag, that other swag that he
from Lil
came
B,
up with
yeah.
from Lil B, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he just kind of just like he was on. That's it. He was kind of like he was. I know he was teaching at schools and stuff. He was giving lectures at school, but like he was really kind of saying the same thing. He was kind of talking about like kind of just being more free when you do your music. It's kind of like
Exactly.
being your subconscious and like letting that. That's why he be calling that shit bass. It's kind of like just free, but yeah, I fuck
Right.
with a little bit, a little
Like
bit.
that nigga put on a beat and won't write down nothing, do one take, and that's the song he put out. And I'm like, and I was for a bit I was fascinated because that's exactly what he was doing. Like he was just putting out the most random shit. It wouldn't make sense. It sounded hella gay sometimes, but it's just like that's what came to his mind at that
But he had an
time.
album called "I'm Gay."
Exactly, like completely fucking trolling everybody. You know what I'm saying? But what would fascinate me was that I would like I've never been to one of his shows, but I would watch the show footage, and I'm like, he filling up a fucking venue with like say 2,000 people, and everybody is jumping, fucking going crazy and
Knowing that
rapping
shit word for word,
word for word from some shit that he got into the studio
and
and
just
did a
threw it
one
out there.
take. Exactly. I'm like, that like
So that's kind of
in
like I guess he just really just trusting what he doing though. That's what it is.
right. I'm like, this nigga doing something right, bro. Like, I'm not one I'm never gonna be that person that be like, okay, this shit doesn't make sense to me, so it's trash. I'm the person that looks at it like, okay, this shit is fucking retarded, but it's working, and
That's
I need
what
to figure out the essence of
I
how
don't
it
know if you
works.
I don't know if you saw this shit. That's why I said some stuff is like just because you can't wrap your mind around it, don't mean it's not going on. People not making money on it. Because I remember I was
Right.
watching this boxing match last weekend. It was that dude KSI and that Paul Logan dude.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was sold out. Man, that shit. Man, they made money off that shit. It was hella people at that fight.
Right.
I'm like, how the fuck some YouTubers doing a boxing main event? Like, you can't wrap your mind around no shit like that. But that shit was going
Exactly.
on. So it's like, just because you can't wrap your mind around it, like you probably say that shit to a boxing coach, they're gonna be like, man, what the fuck you talking about? Hell no. But it happened. So it's like,
It happened.
yeah.
And they got that bag too.
Yup. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there trying to act like it ain't going on. He's getting money. So
Right.
Now I will ask you. So what do you say your story is as an artist? What are you talking about in your music?
So most of my shit really comes from like self reservation, like I would say like self empowerment, because a lot of it comes from within. So like that ultimate struggle. Like my earliest struggle for me was always growing up in the hood, but not fitting in with my environment because I didn't go to school in my environment. So I didn't know too many people from my neighborhood and shit. And I was always, as a kid, I felt like I was always a target. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up like I was a very scrawny, short kid. Like in fucking ninth grade, I was 5', 5'1", like fucking 98 pounds, like very, very small. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my major struggles growing up. And so just finding that confidence and shit was something that was always like a major like accomplishment for myself. So, you know, just rapping, like it's just always been a thing of like self-love and being positive, and just always wanted to kind of like see betterment for everybody around myself, and just always have fun. So like if you listen to the shit that I'm rapping about, it's always in that, like, it's really just all about just like being really positive and having fun no matter what I'm doing. So like even if I'm talking about some like negative shit, it's always to be wrapped up to like empower me or the people around me to do better. So like I was a huge Dragon Ball Z fan growing up, right? And I don't know if you know anything about Dragon Ball Z, but there's a character in that show. His name is Vegeta, and he started off as a villain. And so, like, he was the first major villain in the show. And once he got defeated, he then in turn, his like character arc was basically like start off as a villain, but then he ended up being a good guy. So he joined the like the cast of fighters that would fight off these like evil ass forces that would come in, right? But because he was a villain, he was always that like type of mean ass motherfucker. Like, you know, you got these goofy ass characters, Goku and shit, like running around laughing. And while Vegeta was good, he was always like mugging these niggas. Like, bruh, we got shit to do. Y'all niggas running around like some fucking goofballs, but we got to get fucking serious about this shit. So he was always like really, really serious. And so there's a point in towards the end of the Dragon Ball Z show where this one character, I forgot what his name is, but what he does is he'll be able to like take over these evil characters. If you had any type of evilness in you, he can take over you and make you what they call a Majin. So it's like it's Majin, and so the characters have this like M on their head, and what that means is that this character has taken over this person's body because that he like latches on to the evilness inside of you, right? So long story short, basically this character takes over Vegeta for a second. So Vegeta has this M on his head, but he is so powerful that he basically what it does is it unlocks the evilness within him again, kind of makes him evil, but he's so powerful that he gets to take control. So what it does is that he uses like this brand new like unleashed power within himself to do good, to like fight against this badass character. And I always attach myself with that to like all my negative sides of myself. Like I would.
Hey, I'm sitting here like, you really fuck with Dragon Ball Z because you told this whole damn story to get to
Right.
that point.
This shit was big for me, bro, back in the days, bro.
He
And
broke
you
this
know,
shit down. Oh my
for
goddamn! All
real,
right.
straight up. And so that character, that like Vegeta was always like a cool ass character, but that like little subset of his character, it's like let me take this. I'm gonna use this evil that I've always had, but I'm about to use it for good. You know what I'm saying? So like the one example, like he at this point in the show, he has a son, and his son is trying to stop him from going to fight. And so some shit that like would be really uncharacteristic of him, he knocks his son out, like, cause he needs to go and fight and like do good, but his son is like standing in his way, and his son is only like 10 years old. And so in order to get his son to like stop whining, he just basically punches him. It's like, nigga, shut the fuck up. He knocks him out. You know what I'm saying? But that's like, it's so evil, but it's like a necessary evil. And so I attached myself with this character. So like, let me use like my depressive ass like thoughts, all my negative thoughts. Let me use that as fuel to do some good shit. So a lot of my music really kind of has that tone of like, it's very positive and it's very about having fun, but it does have some deep undertones to it that kind of uses fuel to get back to that fun sunshine, you know, type of shit.
I was gonna ask you. I heard you a lot of stuff. You kept like kind of theme right here. You keep saying you keep talking about confidence. So how did you build up your confidence?
um I mean, confidence is one of those things where it's like it's one of the rare things where if you can fake it to make it. So if you realize that, okay, damn, I'm not a confident person, but if I walk into the room like the most confident motherfucker, people are gonna think I'm confident. Then it's gonna then make me confident because I'm gonna get all the fucking attention.
It's
So
like walking in faith.
right, 1,000%.
Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was saying that's how he did all the shit he did.
For real.
Yeah, he was saying he had it like just like fake it till you make it. But it's not really fake it till you make it. It's like you just gotta believe it before you. It's kind of like you gotta believe it first, anyway.
Exactly. It's like it's one of those things. Like I suffer from social anxiety. A lot of people do, right? And but becoming like it's really counterproductive to be socially awkward and be a fucking try to be like a entertainment person. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times I would have to like if I'm walking into a room, I'm like, okay, you gotta put on that fucking smile. You know what I'm saying? Like put on the show, kind of turn yourself on. And so it just kind of came from that. And then I'm also 35 fucking years old now. It's like I'm at the point in life where niggas can't tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody younger than me can really fucking tell me shit. And that doesn't come from a thing like I think I'm the smartest nigga in the world. Like I'll learn from any person in this world. But just naturally, when you know, after you fake it till you make it confidence wise, actually that confidence, actually the real confidence within kind of comes out. So it's just a lot of trial and error for me, you know what I'm saying? And getting a lot of validation from my family, from people that really love me, getting validation from the fans that I've built up over the years. You know, and just growing up naturally. You know, I had a daughter at 23. That fucking helped with my confidence because then I can't be no fucking depressed piece of shit walking around doing nothing. Like I had to step my life up when I had a child to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So just a lot of natural things in life built my confidence up.
How was raising a daughter?
I mean, it was hard, but it was really motivating. You know what I'm saying? Because having a daughter at 23, and then I was a single father, so me and her mom broke up when my daughter was like 4 months. So I had to like, you know, I had a brand new fucking child on my hands by myself, and that's one of the things that kind of changed my life because you know as a as a man, as men, sometimes we're like we take a little bit longer to mature than women do, and so having to having a fucking a living, breathing human being thrust onto my into my world just like forced me to fucking grow the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And I was raised right, so um, you know, I was raised with a good mindset, so I wasn't ever gonna be no deadbeat dad. But at the time when my daughter was born, like I didn't have shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a good paying job. I didn't have like um, my music wasn't making no money. I wasn't doing shit with life. You know what I'm saying? So having my daughter every step of the way as she's growing up, I'm growing up too. So now to like look back, I got a fucking great paying job. You know what I'm saying? Like I make music for, I mean, I make music. I make a good amount of money from my entertainment side of life. So like, you know, it's a good looking back. It's just like, damn, to see where I started out at 23 to where I'm at right now, 35. Like I wouldn't change nothing, you know?
I say, how's your relationship with your daughter now?
It's fucking great. She's one of my best friends. It's, you know, it makes me so damn proud to just see how she's growing up and maturing and kind of latching on to the teachings that I've said to her, or the things that she's watched me do subconsciously. Like when I see myself in her, it's one of the dopest things. And you know, I've always taken pride into like trying to do good in life, and so seeing how like she's just such a fucking beautiful soul, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like she always wants to do good. She doesn't want to do bad. Like even my dumb ass be like, Amaya, her name's Amaya. I'm like, Amaya, say a cuss word. Like I be trying to get her to do bad shit sometimes just to as a laugh. And she be like, no, Dad, I won't do none of that. So she's so fucking good. Just to see like a beautiful soul that's come from me and from her mom, and because me and her mom are still hella cool. It's like, so it's a whole new chapter in life. So you know, it's brand new struggles, brand new teachings, and things that her and her family are learning from. But it's a beautiful thing, man.
Look, now I just
Yeah.
want you to talk about some of your projects you put out, where they can check on Spotify, where they can check it out. Let me see what you got on here.
Yeah, so I just dropped my album called Beautiful. And that just came out September 1st. And so that's what I want everybody to listen to right now. It's like my best body of work. Everything is available on you know, all the Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, on my website, Awkward Free Spirit. But
Oh, I know who you are now. I remember your first. I remember that first album from
which one?
2013, that Sunshine and Free Living. I remember
Oh,
that
for
cover.
real?
Yeah, now when I see that cover, I was like, I seen that cover before. 'Cause I was like,
Wow.
that's unique. That shit just kind of threw me back when I first saw it. Yeah, I know who you are now when I seen that. Okay.
That's fucking that's one of the things I'm always taking back from this shit. It's like building those bridges, or just kind of like not even the building the bridges, but I always tell my partners like, put your shit out, like do not let it sit. You know what I'm saying, in archives, because once you put it out, you never know when somebody is going to like see it and attach to that shit. And this is a fucking lesson. Like I put that shit out 2013. I don't think we've ever had a conversation before.
Nah, I remember you. I remember that album. That's the album I remember because I was looking at that cover. I was like, what the fuck is this? And that shit just took my mind about it. I just remember it must be a song off here. It used to come on my playlist. But yeah, I remember that. I remember
Damn, that's fucking crazy. Do you remember how you came across it?
shit. Somebody must have emailed it to me or something. Or Spotify or
Wow.
something. No, it wasn't Spotify back then, so somebody must have emailed it to me.
Right. And where are you down in LA? Where are you
I'm in
from?
San Diego.
In San Diego. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking crazy, bro. So
Yes.
yeah, so that first album, that's not like my first release. I put out maybe about 4 or 5 releases before that, but those all the ones before Sunshine and Free Living were really me like finding myself, like finding the voice, finding the sound, finding like what, you know, my brand. Like it was just all a lot of trial and error. And so once that Sunshine and Free Living is when I donned my Free Spirit brand. And like it really just everything just kind of came together. So once I put that album out, I was like, okay, this is Beejus, and everything before that, of course, was Beejus as well. But it was for me, it was real amateur. So everything that came before that, I archived, and so you have to like really do some deep fucking Googles to find that old shit. But everything from Sunshine and Free Living and after, it was like, you know, really, really the culmination of like all my years of learning, growing up, teaching myself how to rap, learning the business and all that shit. So yeah.
Yeah, we cool. So I'm gonna let you slide. But it sounds like you kind of like my podcast over here. What's this awkward conversations with Beejus? What's
Yeah,
it?
awkward combos with
Yeah, like it
BG.
sound like my shit over here. What you doing?
So that's a podcast I started. I'm actually on my 4th year. This like yesterday was my 4th year anniversary, and it's just like a regular candid conversation. So I know it's called awkward combos, but I don't go out of my way to make them awkward. The reason why I call it awkward combos is just because it's like completely candid. So like I press record, and whatever guest I have, like we just sit there and talk, and I don't edit anything out. I don't edit anything in. Like it's just like a straight like fly on the wall type of conversation. And I've been doing that for, like I said, for 4 years. I'm like 200 episodes in. It's just something fun, just something easy and fun that I do just to keep shit relevant while I'm taking breaks in between albums and things like that.
So what y'all be talking about?
We talk about anything. Like like I say, it's just a candid combo. So like I'll get the guest in, give them a mic. I'll take a mic, press record, and then we usually will start by talking about the guest. Like I'll just ask them, okay, give me your story. If it's your first time on here, what the fuck do you do? Where'd you start? How'd you get from where you started to where you are right now? And then from there, it just goes on. We just talk about whatever, like anything that comes up in a regular, normal conversation with somebody is what we talk about. I do like to keep it lighthearted because the podcasts that I fell in love with were always ones where it's just like I usually listen to podcasts from comedians, and those are the ones I like where it's just literally them and they partners in the studio, and they just drinking, smoking, and just hanging out. And so I kind of wanted to replicate that, where it's just like we're just hanging out, but we keeping it lighthearted. Like, of course, we'll get deep. We'll talk about some deep shit. There's been a couple of times where it's like I've teared up, other guests have teared up, but I like to keep it lighthearted so people that are listening can just have a good laugh.
So what's some of your favorite episodes?
Some of my favorite episodes. Well, one I just put out just this week. His name is Josh Chase. Um, Even though it's brand new, it's one of my go tos right now because I felt like the way that I was on top of it. I was like the jokes was coming out. I was fucking laughing, funny. The length was good. The subject matter was good. My homie, he's an entrepreneur, and he's like very big in the cannabis world. So like he's giving off a bunch of like great gems so people can learn from it, how to make some money, how to like start a business and all that stuff. So it's like it got the full gamut of like funniness, insightfulness, inspirational, and then you can also learn from. Another episode 100 with my homie Mo Green and Anthony Dragons. It was my 100th episode, so it was like kind of a big deal for me. And us three, we have great fucking chemistry. Like I should have started a podcast with us three because we're fucking hilarious together. And it's one of my go-to episodes when people ask me. And then also I do not remember the number of it, but about 3 years ago, I took this 3-week trip to Thailand, but I went by myself, and it was like a very major like milestone. By myself, I sat in my living room. It took me 3 different sessions, but it's of me every single thing I did within this solo trip to Thailand. And so just because like in that time of my life it was one of like the best the most exciting things I've ever done. Being able to chronicleize it on a podcast was fucking dope. So I'll every now and then I'll go back and listen to that episode, relive those moments. So those 3 episodes I would say are my favorites.
All right. Yeah, man, I think we're going to have to get a part 2 in one day because we running long, but I think I'm going to have to get a part 2 with you.
Okay, for sure. That'll work.
Can
I'm
you
down.
tell what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Man, I just want to tell the motherfuckers, thank you. All you beautiful motherfuckers out there are great. Even the ugly people are great. Continue supporting. Go out, you know what I'm saying? Go support all your fucking artists. Tip your bartenders. They can tip your Uber drivers. Do some good. Go plant a tree or some shit, you motherfuckers.
And what would you like to say to anybody that's just not hearing about you through this interview? Why should they go check you out? Why should they follow you?
I don't know why y'all should follow me. I mean, if you like my voice, let's start it there because that's usually where people fucking start. They're like, "Oh, I like your voice, man. You saying something good, nigga."
That's why I start.
Right.
If I don't like the voice, I can't even rock with it.
Exactly. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a regular fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? I make good fucking music. I got a good message. Um, I don't know. I couldn't tell somebody what makes me unique. I'm just unique because I'm my fucking self and I know how to be myself. But the music is good. So go ahead, and the podcast is great. So start wherever you want to start. If you want to start at the music, go ahead. If you want to start at the podcast, go ahead. But everything is housed under my website at awkwardfreespirit.com. All my social networks is Beejus or Beejus510, depending on if it's Instagram or Twitter. But if you Google Beejus, everything will pop up. So yeah, go ahead and listen, have some fun, man.
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
PoPoliticking.com.
Hey, I'm feeling amazing right now. Shout out to Spencer Stevens, man. Ooh, hey, West Oakland, yeah, that's right. Ooh, still got the footwork, still one of the finest niggas on this good earth. Busy mind, see clear though. Got no time to be fucking with these weirdos. Ooh, stupid niggas talk the loudest, and the worst hearted ones be the proudest. Can't relate, so I made my address Cloud9, cause I got no business staying grounded. Fuck all that humble shit, flip it and bubble it. Way too solid, no crumbling, 96 troublesome. Got my dub all in the air like I'm a thug, and I represent everything you revel in. I can feel great about life, but out of changing a thought, so I'm staying out my mind with this bottle that I bought. I'ma paint the town, was popping with the homies. Don't speak on shit if you don't know me, straight up. 1, 2, 3 to the 4. Hey, pop, bring it right to your door. I'm an Oakland nigga, that's right. I'm an Oakland nigga, and I'ma ride for it. Write my name across the sky for it. Worldwide high side for it. I'm an Oakland nigga, I'm an Oakland nigga. All in the dough. Fro ain't happy though. Smile real big, but I really ain't happy, bro. Only gets worse when I smoke a couple flavors. Don't know if it's God or the devil doing me favors. No longer looking up to niggas that got a legacy of ending up in jail or dead, period. And I can promise to never move backwards, cause I am forever staying curious. Waking up your family with 415s. Bitch, I don't close my mouth, my go too clean. Don't do shrooms no more, the shit I seen got me tripping, man, them demons too mean. Anyway, I'm on the up and up. Bitch, niggas toughen up, tapping back in, rapping circles, writing you rapping. Fuck, little baby, back it up. Bet it ain't no feelings involved. Just make sure to pick it up when I call. Hey, nothing like a sunny day in the town. Hey, nothing like a sunny day in the town. Oh, nothing like a sunny day in the town. For real, nothing like a sunny day in the town. 1, 2, 3 to the 4. Hey, pop, bring it right to your door. I'm an Oakland nigga, that's right. I'm an Oakland nigga, and I'ma ride for it. Write my name across the sky for it. Worldwide high side for it. I'm an Oakland nigga, I'm an Oakland nigga.
The PoPoliticking Show is brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible is great for any continuous learner wanting to grow and expand their knowledge and insight. Go to www.audibletrial.com/POaudio and get an audiobook of your choice free with a 30-day trial. After the trial, your paid membership will begin at $14.95 per month. With your membership, you will receive 1 credit every month, good for an audiobook on Audible. Cancel before your trial ends and you will not be charged. So go to www.audibletrial.com/POaudio and download a free book by Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Damon John, and more. Always remember that knowledge is power.